Yeah, what's good, cryptocurrency fans out there? Welcome back to the Everything Altcoin channel. Today, we're gonna have a nice little end of the year stream. We got Millie, we got Jay. What's good, guys?
What's going on,
brother?
Man, how y'all living, man?
Good, man. Chilling.
I can't complain.
Getting ready for the 2026, man.
Oh yeah, we gotta get into it. I gotta hear the plans. I gotta hear everything, man. Let me just go through this little quick intro. As you guys come in, don't forget to like the stream. Let me know what you guys are feeling down below. I see you, Ravi. Happy New Year. Protect. Ear was goody. As you guys come in, don't forget to like the stream. I'm checking out on Retake. Make sure we live on Retake. Yeah, what's good, Retake?
What's going on, Retake Squad? In here.
You guys already know. Crypto guys going into 2026. Could it be bullish? Could it not? We don't know, right? If you guys are looking for a good community, you guys already know, check out that Patreon group. You guys can go on to Patreon, check out all the posts I've been making for all the plays we've been getting into. We've been making a killing, honestly, on the Patreon side. It's slow right now because the market is slow. But once the market picks back up, you guys already know we're going to be first to a lot of these plays. You guys can check out my ebook, The Essentials to Mastering Tokenomics. This will help you guys pick out the next gem in your cryptocurrency portfolio. Once you're able to understand market cap, FDV, circulating supply, narrative, vesting, all of that is important. So links for that will be in the description down below. And after you do your DD, you guys can sign up for the Patreon. There's a discount going on right now that you guys can take advantage of just to see if the group is for you guys, you know, test out the water, all of that. Links for all of that will be in the description. And lastly, if you guys haven't already got yourself a cold storage wallet, you guys already know what we use over here. It's Tangem. Use code EverythingAltcoin, save yourself 10%. And let's get right into the stream, guys. Let's just get right into it. So recently, the Fed has injected $306 billion into the economy in Q4 of 2025. Seems like some money is now coming into the market. The repos are starting. Global M2 is back at all-time highs. A little Bitcoin follow. How you guys feel about the M2? I know a lot of people aren't too happy about the M2 anymore. So how you feeling about it right now? I see Billy laughing.
The M2 is the M2, right? You know, it's like I said, a lot of that stuff, you know, it just be noise, but it's good to know that the liquidity is here. Well, coming, should I say.
Do you think the Bitcoin will eventually follow, or is that in the water now?
I think there's two crowds, right? You got the people that believe the 4-year cycle, right? They believe it's over with. And then you got the people that believe liquidity is coming in 2026. So like when you look at the catalysts ahead, stimulus, tax season, potentially J Powell getting replaced. We got a lot of stuff that could all be centered around the liquidity narrative. So because crypto is so sensitive to liquidity, there is a good chance that we see maybe a rally. I'm not gonna call no altcoin seasons, nothing like that, but we could see a good 2026.
All right, before we even get to all of that, yeah, because you ready? What's good, Jay? Talk to me. How you feeling about the M2, man?
The M2, like I'm always bullish when that M2 starts going up, but I gotta pay attention to the charts, man. The charts. Everything else is noise right now. So far, for the last 5 months, the charts have been peeking through all the noise. We've had nothing but bullish news come out of Congress, nothing but bullish news come out of M2s. But we are seeing some other things with, like, when you see gold going up, get weary with your risk assets.
We gotta talk silver going up too, though. A lot of talks about silver now, especially now that they say China and them are owning, like, what is it, 60% of the silver. I think Elon said it's not a good look that silver is going up. Oh,
yeah, but silver is a commodity that's been artificially held down forever. So like silver should be like proportional to the price of gold. Gold's been going up. Silver's been like $25 for like the last 8 or 9 years.
Crazy.
So finally seeing it move right now is pretty crazy.
Oh, so yeah, all right. Retake. Thanks for the retweet. I see that. We back on here. Going on.
And then it was like silver was also like really an obvious trade when you think about the infrastructure of artificial intelligence. Me personally, I just want to say I was personally so focused on crypto. The light bulb didn't just go ding, like, oh shit, precious metals, artificial intelligence, data centers. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just locked in 2023 and thought of, infrastructure, AI, everything around us requires these metals.
Yeah,
It was
did
just
that
like,
it was cool. I did that in 2019. So shout out to Silver Stacker on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Somehow I started seeing that dude's videos, and he had so much silver made me want to buy a couple bars, and you know it kind of paid off. You know,
that's actually a good point. I miss all that essential, commodities run because I wasn't paying attention to it at all.
Yo, I'll be the first to say the same thing. And when you think in hindsight, like, oh shit, that was obvious. Like,
yeah, definitely. I definitely should have bought more and all that too. Yeah, like it was
palladium going up right now.
Yeah,
it's a lot
now we're looking at, they're talking about silver's about to be so scarce with China controlling it all. So naturally, they're about to look at other commodities that could take the place of silver. Good, you know.
I'm gonna throw this out there to the chat. Just do your research on Tungsten, or whatever that shit's called. I know y'all know what I'm talking about.
And tungsten or whatever.
Tungsten, copper, lithium, anything that got to do with energy, solar, wind, all of that with the compute restraints and these grid constraints, it's going to create opportunity throughout that sector. And you're already seeing vertical integration with Google, Nvidia, Intel. They're all putting money back into each other's pockets, billions of dollars to help this to where humanity is headed, right? Let's intelligence. Okay, we want to increase our productivity as humans using intelligence. I'm focused on everything that's infrastructure right now. Easy trade.
I like that.
Easy trade. I like that.
Green Bean,
What's going
on? Room Crusader. What's good, guys? What's good, man? Red Blaze, bless up. Everyone who's still grinding, especially in a market and crappy bull run. Bless up, man. Protect. Litecoin is silver of crypto. Do you think Litecoin will pump because of silver at all-time high? Yo, to be honest, I haven't heard of Litecoin since, what was the guy named, the Asian guy that left? It's been a minute. Jay, what's his name again?
The guy who created Litecoin. Damn,
I was about to say Tom Lee, but it ain't Tom Lee. I was literally
about to say Tom Lee, but it ain't Tom Lee.
Oh my God, I forgot his name, but I haven't paid attention to Litecoin.
I know who you're talking about though.
I know exactly. I'm picturing.
I know the face.
Yeah, I'm picturing his face right now. Honestly, me personally, I don't know, man. I think Litecoin is kind of interesting in the fact that they did a little bit of a shift. It went towards being like Bitcoin's privacy. So you got Bitcoin, which is whatever, and then Litecoin went to privacy. That's kind of interesting to me. And considering Litecoin has a lot of infrastructure set up with like the institutions already, because remember it was Bitcoin. Charlie Lee, there we go. Charlie Lee, not Tom Lee. But yeah, Litecoin had a lot of that early infrastructure, like first mover status. So if they come out with a good product, I could see it going crazy. But I don't think it's going to be because of silver. Silver is artificial right now. Like everything happened with silver was because of a specific market need and a specific like hype around that market need.
This year, pretty much crypto has officially went mainstream. Visa says this. You guys feel like crypto finally went mainstream this year?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I think this is
kind of like we were talking off stream, right? Like Wall Street is here. They've basically infiltrated crypto, and now that mindset will infiltrate crypto, right?
Yeah.
Product market fit, total addressable market, path to revenue. Like that's what the big dog's going to be looking at. So like the privacy narrative is going to be huge because you got the anti-AI, anti-surveillance narrative. Now you got a way you can play your capital. It's like everybody that's for AI is going to be a whole crowd that's anti-surveillance. Like you can look around and see cameras every fucking. It's getting crazy. And now that surveillance is coming to the blockchain, and now you got a whole narrative that capital is going to run to with this whole privacy sector. I don't know what privacy coin I want to pick just yet. I'm doing research now, but I know it's going to be something there.
Yeah, definitely be. So I like that take, man. You just put me onto something. I'm like, I gotta go look for the privacy coins of the next run.
We could talk about those narratives a little bit later. We got the narratives, man. If you guys don't know, pretty much this was a tweet that's been going around. Everybody been copying and pasting the same tweet, pretty much. Crypto prices on Christmas Eve 7 years ago. You see Bitcoin at $4,000, Ethereum $100. Talking about Litecoin $28. Yo, these prices. Damn, I just need a time machine. I need a time machine at least for Bitcoin. Again, I had the chances to just stack up Bitcoin around 3,000. It was crazy. But looking at Bitcoin today, let me refresh the page. It's at 87K. 87K. What's your thoughts on Bitcoin going in to the first half of 2026?
Me personally, I'm hoping for a bounce. You know what I mean? But we already started this bit of a downtrend. I don't know if I'm not gonna call it like a bear market, but I think for at least a couple months or so, we might have ourselves a continued downtrend
A
until we
little
get
bear correction.
like a little bear correction. You know, over the short term in terms of like a couple months.
Okay, you Millie, what's your thoughts on here?
I agree 110%. I feel like there's still a little bit of uncertainty. When you think about tension, you can look at the tension in Taiwan. You can look at the tension basically across the globe, and that's not even talking about how people feel in regular life. Like, they give us job data, but if you talk to anybody in regular life, they'll tell you, hey, I'm looking for second, third jobs, right? So like retail is struggling. This cycle has been led by institutions, and until we get some type of direction that the Fed and maybe the president maybe didn't get on the same page, I think that there's going to be a lot of volatility. And if there's volatility, there will be opportunity, but I think the volatility is going to be a little bit more towards the downside to force the Fed's hand. I feel like those T-bills and all the stuff that we're seeing is operational liquidity, but usually when you see that happening with gold and silver going up, that tells us that there's some underlying issue and people are putting their capital into those assets because they believe that something is about to happen. I don't know what that is, but I just think that we need something to happen though to force the Fed so that the Fed can go into this environment where it's QE, the PMI is expanding, and we have actual liquidity for crypto to do well.
So how do you feel about this conversation now going on that we won't ever get the actual term QE now? It's just a repo term. Because you see Arthur Hayes, you see Tom Lee, you see all these guys talking about the government. The Feds is buying back right now. They're just not calling it QE anymore, as they had changed the definition, just like they changed the definition for recession.
They changed the definition for inflation.
Exactly. So do you think that we're actually going to get a actual QT later on if the Fed get pushed, or do you think that the term QE has really been gone now?
Nah, go ahead, Millie.
Okay, well, so you said Arthur Hayes, right? Arthur Hayes just purchased a whole bunch of DeFi yield-bearing assets. Now think about this. This is what he just did. The reason he did that is because he's expecting 2026 to be the year of liquidity. See, the reason that people buy yield-bearing assets is because they want to make more money from their money that they would make from T-bills and savings accounts. So I can put my money in the banks and the savings when it's QT because they're going to pay me more to lend out that money. But when QE happens, the bank is like, fuck you, I don't need to pay you anything because I'm getting cheap money. So the fact that he is front-running liquidity by saying, hey, I'm betting on Lido, I'm betting on PANDA. Look at the tokens he just bought. All of those create APY, right? Crazy APY, more than you would get from the bank. So when I think about that, he's aligning his portfolio to DeFi because he feels like his money will make more money in DeFi than the traditional financial system. So that right there tells me that these whales are maybe anticipating that we get some type of policy change. Maybe we get that QE. I know this definition shit, but QE is QE, right? When they start printing that money, they start printing that money. And when they start printing that money, people look for different places to put that capital to make that money make money. So that's how I see it.
He was actually one of the ones that said QE isn't going to be QE anymore. They changed the term. He's actually one of those guys. I look at actions. I look at actions. I know what he's saying.
Yeah, the reason why I don't think they changed the term or anything is because if we go back to just like maybe 2020 or 2017, 2018 is the best example because you had everything you had going on right now, which is you had Bitcoin kind of lagging behind the stock market. You had everything else up. You had gold going crazy. Everybody was doing a capital flight to gold. And the main thing that was happening on the background is like interest rates were negative. QE was popping like crazy. You know what I'm saying? QE was going crazy. So we don't have that right now. We're actually ending QT. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit of a different situation. So is it going to be different from repos and QE? No. First it's repos. Repos come first because it's like, hey, we can't really let this get out to the crowd. It's just between the banks. We'll do that, and then the M2 starts going up. M2 starts going up, and then it's QE. You know what I mean? But one of the interesting things that we can see, and that's been happening, I've been paying attention to, is we've been pretty much following Japan's policy. So if you look at what Japan is doing, we always we're like a little bit of like a month or two behind Japan. They start QT, we start QT. They start QE, we start QE. So I don't know what the correlation there is, but I know for the last couple of times, whatever moves Japan made, we were making similar moves. Okay. And Japan just
Then they just start QT?
Yeah, they just started QT.
Yeah, so they're on the opposite end.
Which is the opposite. Well, the thing is, Japan is not changing the definitions for all of their policies. You know what I'm saying? If they got to do QE, it's because the numbers say they got to do QE. They didn't change the numbers like we did. When we had it, we changed the definitions because we wanted to keep interest rates hella low in Trump's first term.
And a lot of talks is happening now for the midterm year, as you can see here. We do got the chart here. A lot more people are at least expecting a pullback in the midterm year, as it has historically happened. How are you guys feeling about the midterm year? Because it's 2026. Do you guys think this is going to be anything big for us?
I mean, I kind of agree with what my boy was just saying. You feel me? Like, it only makes sense. So this is kind of like my perspective. I believe the people who made money this cycle already sold. They already sold. They made their money. And right now, the people that's holding is like the believers, the institutions, and the diamond hands that believe that we're going to have some type of magical altcoin season. That's the people that's holding. So it only makes sense, in my opinion, for something to break, to force that stress into QE. The economy just is still too strong. Look at what they're telling us. They're telling us the GDP is in the positive, right? They can't consistently cut or pause because it's going to hurt either market. It's a dual mandate.
Right.
So if I cut, it's like, oh, I'm gonna pump the market, and that hurts. You know what I'm saying? If I raise the rates, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hurt the job market. So it's kind of like, because we are just in this, they're trying to tame the market. That's like, the longer we do that, the more likely I think we have a correction, because people get bored, people start putting their money other places, like we're seeing. And then crypto becomes quiet. But that also means, from a contrarian perspective, that's when you actually want to pay attention. So
yeah, definitely.
That's how I look at it.
I like it.
And the market kind of has a little bit wrong. Like, we don't want QE or QT, right? QE and QT are corrective measures. We want to just be with nothing. Like, we want the market to just be kicking and popping. But, because people made so much money with interest rates being low, now it's like, hey, just print the money and give it to us at this point.
Right.
Really, if we want the markets to really be healthy, we don't want that,
Because that printing is going to bring inflation back, right? And that is like we preach on our channels, like, have ownership. That's the only way to outpace, because wages, you dead to the world.
Wintermute is still dumping Bitcoin as of right now. And if you guys didn't know, Bitcoin long-term holders have stopped selling for the first time since July. A little bit, you can see the little spike there. I don't know if you guys pay attention to any of this, or if it plays into any of your plans going into the future. Also, the ISM is looking pretty interesting, as this is where I'm starting to see a lot more people start to shift. And you got the camp of the 4-year cycle here, and then you got the camp of the extended cycle. Me and Jay, we have already talked about this multiple times, about how the ISM is pretty much what most of crypto actually follows, and the ISM is going to be rising going into the new year. Going into 2026. Are you guys feeling any way for the ISM? Well, mainly Millie, since we already know what Jay has said before.
Yeah, I think I'm paying attention to the ISM, but also the PMI. From what I've done, my personal research, every time we had an altcoin season, the PMI was above 50. We haven't been above 50 in like 2 years. Like, we're literally been below 50 in a contracted environment opposed to expanding. So ISM, PMI, once they start trending up, that means the market to be more fresh with liquidity. It's more likely that those risk assets are, you know what I'm saying, they get some of that capital, because they're really, really sensitive to liquidity. So that's what I'm looking at. I pay attention to the ISM, but also the PMI.
which is why a lot of more people are bullish on 2026 as well. If it's like second half of 2026, there's more people that's talking about the second half of 2026, especially with the new Fed coming in later on. So
I hear that a lot too. I hear that a lot.
You can see Crypto Rover talking about everything here. Genius Act coming, Clarity Act coming, Pro Crypto Fed Chair coming. That's going to be, what is that, in June, I believe? I forgot when he's coming in. Pro Crypto President, Pro Crypto SEC Chair, Pro Crypto Treasury Secretary, Pro Crypto CFTC Chair. It's looking like crypto is looking pretty promising for 2026. Monty Fool even put out a little tweet, not a tweet, but article on reasons on why you should be buying Ethereum before 2026. Have you guys gotten any type of bullish on Ethereum lately? Or has it just been me?
I have. I got bullish on Ethereum because all the institutions are talking about stable coins. And when you talk about stable coins and you look at like where all the stable coins are, they're on layer 2s on Ethereum or on Ethereum itself. You know, you got a couple of them, you know, we need some on Tron so that, you know, in Asia,
hey.
We need some on, hey, I'm just saying, because for some reason they use it over there. They use it, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, yeah, man, the whole stable, when they talk about DeFi, Ethereum is DeFi king. You know what I'm saying? So that's, I just have to say that, like, you can have DeFi in other places, but it lives on Ethereum, especially when it comes to institutions, because I actually saw, I forgot who it was. I think it was like somebody from Vanguard or something like that. But he was like, hell no, we won't try these other platforms. They haven't even been around for longer than 10 years. You expect me to put $100 million on something that hasn't proven itself for 10 years? So that's why Ethereum will be the winner in that category, in my opinion.
Especially with tokenization. They're tokenizing on ETH right now. So I'm pretty bullish on ETH. How about you, Millie?
Man,
how you feeling about ETH?
It's Ethereum, you know what I mean? I'm not really, what token. It's like, as long as you position in the right categories, sectors, you're going to do well in 2026. So like,
so you don't have no thoughts particularly on ETH though?
Oh, I just gave my thoughts on ETH when I was talking about Arthur Hayes. Like, those were Ethereum tokens. Those are ERC20 tokens. All right, so you want to talk about stable coins? We can go back to what you just showed, right? You just showed pro this, pro that, all that, right? All that to me is bullshit, right? It's like, okay, I'm gonna say you issue stable coins. We was just saying fuck stable coins a few years, but now you might use these stable coins to buy our treasury bonds to help pay off our debt. So we gonna say pro this, pro that to all the stable coin issuers, but make sure you buy them T-bills, you buy them treasury bonds, and you help us pay off this debt. That's how I look at that. So Ethereum to me is a settlement layer. It's a network that's going to be around as long as we push to do these new things within the financial market. And a lot of that liquidity lays on Ethereum, and people follow liquidity. But I like to look deeper into why these things are happening, and that's just my personal opinion.
All right, we take it there. Looking at some of these comments here. Alex, do you still like Banker, Mammo, Clanker, Cookie? And what narratives do you like the most in ICM or X402? We're gonna get into all that in just a second. The Big E, anyone believes we in a bear market since the Solana meme coin top of December 2024? There's been a lot of talks that 2025 January we've been in a bear market. How y'all feeling about that exact point?
You said since 2025. I don't know. I will say I don't even want to
since the start of 2025.
Nah, we went up for most of 2025. I will say like crazy things was happening in 2025. The president dropped a token in 2025. Then his wife dropped another token. They made $1 billion each. No, so I will say, but since November, I would say like Trump dropping his token was kind of the top for that Solana meme coin stretch. Things definitely slowed down after that. Like, it's all seriousness, but in November is when the Bitcoin price kind of topped out, and that correlated with the last two previous cycles. So I'm cautious about calling it a bear market unless we dip below 70K. But we are in a sustained downtrend that has played out and is following what it's done in the last 3 cycles.
Absolutely.
You got any finishing thoughts on that, Millie, or
just 10-10, bro? Did we all not see what happened 10-10?
Yeah.
Right. If you just look at if I don't have my chart right now because I didn't send it to you, but if I show you the chart that my model created, it literally predicted that the top would be the first week of October. Now, in hindsight, until, like Jay just said, until we actually break that bull market trend. Technically, we're still in the bull market. But if you go look, if you go look at that chart and you go look at prior cycles, it looks eerily identical to the beginning of the bear market. So and, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm so confused by people like Arthur Hayes, Tom Lees, Alessio. Like, I'm confused by these people who are saying that this chart looks different because if you just map out the time frames, it's so similar. I'm like, yo, I'm scared at how similar it is. Like, why is it so similar?
It's like an algorithm, right, Jay? And that's what I'm saying. It's just like everything happened. We broke the 50 week. Broke the median of the Gaussian channel, broke the bull market trend, like broke the money noodle. All that shit is broken. And when that shit gets broken, technically the bottom don't happen till 1 year after the top, which would put us somewhere in October to November where things kind of like create that floor.
Yeah,
so
around sometime next year. It's crazy.
That's like the historical cycle. The outlier here is the liquidity and the policy change. Is liquidity king? We'll find out.
All right, that's a good place to put it right there. There's two camps right now. There's two camps. You either believe in a 4-year cycle and then bear market is all the way up into October, November, or you're a believer of the liquidity coming into the end of 2026. So a lot of things could get very interesting. Mateen, the new Treasury Secretary, Secretary. Sorry, I can't even speak. is coming in May. Fly 75. BTC top was the pump over 120, and we became exit liquidity.
Damn.
Alts are down 90%. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Are you bullish or bearish for Q1 of 2026? I kind of went over this, right? Seems like everyone's more, at least if anything, you're more bullish on the second half of 2026, right? I could correctly assume that.
Yeah, kind of saying, basically, me personally, like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to go into the first half a little bit more cautious because we are in a downtrend. You know, like, if we just keep it simple, downtrend, be cautious, be bearish, uptrend, be bullish. It's simple.
Yeah, you got any addition you want to add to that, Millie, or are you just good right there?
Nah, I mean, to me, skin in the game, right? Not as far as when people say skin in the game, it's important to note we're not talking about just capital, just being here. Like, you're here now. We're here. You don't always got to do anything. Sometimes you just be here.
Actually, that's a good fucking point.
That's a good point for sure.
I believe that I've been saying this, that I believe that we haven't seen that stress moment yet to push us into QE, which tells me we have an opportunity to go down further. So my thing is, fuck bull markets, fuck bear markets. Just keep your ear to the game and work on being positioned. Whatever you got to do to have some type of ownership.
Stack up them cryptos. Stack up the stables, I should say.
That's all that matters, right? And eventually, your money will start to compound. That's what I'm learning over the 4-year cycle. You don't have to be so FOMO-ish or be so doom and gloomish. You can just like be conservative and let the market come to you. And that's something that I'm working on, my patience.
Yeah, and definitely chasing. Like, stop chasing. You know, what's the next one? Find the dope one, hold it, get as much of it as you can. Take it from me, from like literally, I've had so many 1,000 X's. Like,
we're gonna talk about that. How many 1,000 X's? We're gonna talk about
I like to say, because it has it like the amount of 1,000 X's that you should see me like chilling next to Elon and them. But every single time I hit one, I'm like, damn, I should have put more money in there. You know what I mean? So you just want to make sure you're well positioned in your winners and you know, drop your losers.
This is where we get into the altcoin talk now. Top gainers and top losers. We're looking at some of them. Not the too crazy standout. There is some meme coins that has been pumping. One is CZ's dog. I don't know nothing about it, but nothing really in terms of the top gainers and losers. Lighter came out. If you guys have been paying attention to Lighter, the perp dex war is still nice and hot. I don't know if you guys got an airdrop from Lighter or not. Did you?
Nah, I might have to check. What was that? What was Lighter? I don't even know what this is. Put me on again.
Oh, this is another DEX that came out not too long ago. They also got their own L2, I'm pretty sure, that they're building out. But yeah, it's a new perp DEX pretty much. I don't know if this is going to continue. It's probably going to continue to dump, to be honest. But it did come out pretty hot. One of my guys in the Discord actually had a long open on this and hit on the long, which wasn't too bad. But a lot of people were farming Lighter. And I think there's another perp DEX that's supposed to be coming out on Arbitrum. I don't know if you guys are even like interested into these perp DEXs anymore. Is it done for you guys? Because we did have a little moment where everybody was talking about perp decks this, perp decks that. Now we just moved on. Are we done?
Man, I don't
I personally,
I don't have an opinion on it. I haven't done any research.
Okay. Me personally, I don't know. I know we had our little moment for perp dexes. So if I think perp dexes is one of those things, like if one of them pumps, then sure, they will all, people will be like, oh, it's back, and people will hop on it. Like, so if one of them pumps, if Avantis or Aster or something like that pumps, then we will have a little perp dex narrative.
Interesting.
I personally think that energy might be shifted towards prediction markets myself.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that, but you took the words out of my mouth. I didn't want to be the person to say. I was about to say, like, I don't know, but it's kind of like what you said. Like, once the market can kind of like see the path to that liquidity, a lot of these narratives gonna pop back up. So
I'm seeing things like because Coinbase is already doing their own perp dexes. I want to know how Coinbase perp dex is going to affect like these bigger like platform perp dexes. Are they still going to be very relevant when you got such a big monster like Coinbase having their own perp dex? Yeah, it's just other discussions to talk about here. Mateen says exactly. Ravi, what's your New Year's resolution? We want to talk about that maybe later on in the stream. But getting into some more of the altcoin talk. We just mentioned Arthur Hayes. Do we like Arthur Hayes? I don't know. But anyways, he said altcoin season is always happening. I talked about this. I was probably one of the only people. I don't know. Matter of fact, let me not even say that but I have been saying that altcoin season has been a revolving narrative. If you guys were a part of like you had perp deck season, you had meme coin season, you had AI season, you had a lot of different seasons. This where you would have been able to like you would have actually experienced an altcoin season. And those that are what Arthur Hayes is saying, and those that are saying that there was no altcoin season, you just didn't own any of the altcoins that pumped during those rotations. Do you guys agree with that?
Yes. Those rotations is what changed my life. I'm not. I tell people all the time. Look, I'm not about to get up in here and say my life is not better than what it was before I got into crypto. That would be a lie. You feel me? At the end of the day, like all this, the true definition of altcoin season, bro. We sat there and rotated from AI coins to gaming coins to meme coins to AI agents, right? 8. And in the midst of that, Bitcoin went from 15K to 126,000. So if you didn't make any money on the way up, I'm not gonna say it's a skill issue because I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but you just wasn't paying attention, like Arthur Hayes said. Now, or you just had that mindset of the last cycle, diamond hands, believe, community, and that's fair. I want to make it clear, that's fair, because I had some things that I held and it just didn't work out. You know what I mean? But if you didn't pivot, then you did miss out on those opportunities, and it's unfortunate.
Key word right there, pivot. You got to learn the markets. Pivot. You got to be able to move with the markets. The rotations is where people really made the money, and as you've seen on a lot of different channels, those.
But you see, EA, a lot of people, it's hard for them to decipher between investing and gambling. So what we was doing was gambling, and we got to make that clear. Like, we did that, but that's not the true nature of investing.
Yeah.
So actually, we're gonna get it. I don't even want to ask the question just yet because the true nature of investing. I do want to ask: what would you consider a basket of altcoins or crypto in general as the definition of investing? Like, if you want to say I'm investing, is it Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and that's your basket right there? Or are you including altcoins into that basket, knowing the rotation?
I'm definitely including. I was going to say, I'm definitely including because despite the rotation, you just have to know what to pick. And now it's like, when we first had an alt season, it was like, almost everything you picked was going to pump because we talked about it, like there was a lot less coins. But now it's just like you can go on the stock market and you can invest into some BS and lose all your money. It's the same thing here now. You can come in here and invest into some BS and be sitting around waiting around forever and lose all your money. But I will say this, when it comes to investing, I know I don't really like this coin, but like XRP, right? XRP didn't really have a run in 2020. It had its big run in 2017, and then it had a run in this cycle. So those people who held from 2017 had a terrible time during 2020, 2021 when COVID hit, they're now living it now, which is, 6-7 years later. So that's, to me, is more of an investing way of looking at it. There's been about 7-8 years before you peeped a 50x or whatever it is. We just got spoiled in the beginning with like, hey, this stuff was doing 50x in a week.
That's what it was.
That 21.
And the narratives had no direction. It was more so based off speculation. See, now we have a direction. We know where we're headed. We know the infrastructure and what needs to, what settlement layers. We know what's about to, to scale this shit. We know what's going to scale this shit, so you know where to put your money at. But most of that stuff back then, it was either you didn't have the knowledge or you were just going off speculation. That started to change right now. The more Wall Street get into cryptocurrency, so it goes back to what Jay said, like that mindset of 5 to 10 years. That's an investment mindset. Compounding your interest over a decade. What we were doing was fucking gambling, and it paid off for some, and it hurt others.
Yeah, I love that. The game has changed. Too many altcoins. Me and Jay, we talked about this too many goddamn times.
We talked about this in depth.
Yo, too many times. There's way too many alts now. I have to really have a skill set now. No more everything goes up. Yes, no more. No more.
Remember when I don't know if you were around, Millie, but I think you might remember AK when they had the
I ain't AK now. I don't got the AK.
Yeah, my bad. When you you remember Chico Crypto's video where he was like, I'm about to just throw some darts.
Yeah.
Altcoins. And we gonna go up. It ain't like that no more, bro.
That man hit and disappeared in Argentina, bro. That man hit big and disappeared. You don't even hear about this man's name no more.
Yeah, he got a girl. And everybody was like, yo, you need to stay away from her, bro. He got her pregnant, and then he was done.
I don't know about all that, but I just do it. Oh my God, the altcoin rotation isn't dead, it's just reloading. There's so many talks about this altcoin season, altcoin reloading, things like this. I don't know about you guys, but I'm like low-key tired of just hearing the same thing just like revised and put in a different way, telling us, yo, yeah, altcoin season is coming. You gotta be patient. Even though we just talked about how we're experiencing the market right now. I don't know. I feel like everyone comes into this market experiencing it different, but we all kind of find a way to come to the same point where it's like, yo, if you didn't really gain this cycle, you just wasn't looking in the right places. You not looking for altcoin season anymore. Right now, you looking for a position in some of these altcoins that are probably going to end up bottoming out within however much months you think is left in this bear market, or till next year or whatever it is. At this time, it's to really look for that next golden ticket that you guys can find at the lows. People found Solana at $4 last bear market, rolled that up to like $2. I said $200 and something. Damn, right? 200 something. Now the goal is to find another Solana like that you can actually think of, like you're investing for the next 5-10 years, like Millie was saying, right? How you guys are feeling about this? Are you tired of the same conversation?
Yeah, you know what I was gonna say. Not even that I'm tired of the same conversation. What I think happened is this: like, people are using old ideas when the market pivoted already. So I'm tired of people using old ideas when the market when the market has pivoted. Let me give you an example of one. When I first got in the market, it's 2017. This is 8 years ago now, right? When we first got in, we could literally go on and say crypto was so small that we could look at Google Trends and be like, yo, people are searching up altcoins. That means that the market is getting bullish because people are wanting to learn about crypto. In this market, everybody knows what Bitcoin is already. Ain't nobody searching up what is Bitcoin. Everybody knows nobody's searching up how to open up a wallet, because everybody got a Phantom wallet. So but people are still using that idea to try to get a sense of if this market is bullish or not. It don't work no more. It's an old idea. So it's like when you say I'm getting tired of people's like the same stuff, it's people repeating old ideas that don't necessarily apply anymore.
Any take on that, Millie?
Yeah, nah. I mean, I'm not looking at altcoin season, bull or bear market. It's something you just said. I'm just looking to be positioned, and what I feel like are coins that are helping build the infrastructure of humanity. That's how I look at it. I'm looking at it just like that. Now, when we do get in an environment where we're full of liquidity, FOMO, and euphoria, hell yeah, I'm hopping in the trenches. I'm tapping in. I'm locking in. I'm trading. I'm pumped. Whatever. this not that environment right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just not the environment to throw shit at the wall. You feel me? You need to be preserving your capital and putting yourself in a position where you can get some of this stuff at floor levels.
Well said.
That's just how I look at it. And you can really get your blue chips now, right? Because you gotta understand how rotations work, right? If you can be that person like me, like I was last cycle, right? At the top, I thought like it was cool to like DCA into fucking meme coins. And guess what? I DCA'd straight into the floor. And eventually it eventually, like, I made more of my money back and way more, but I went through getting crushed first. You feel me? I just didn't give up, but I went through getting crushed. I don't want anybody to make that same mistake that I made.
I feel like that's the rite of passage, though.
What, getting crushed?
That's
everybody can't afford to get crushed, bro.
Yo.
Everybody ain't able, dog. Like,
yo, it's winners and losers
in real life. Hell no.
It's winners and losers.
Retail can't get crushed right now. What's wrong with you, right? It's over when they get crushed. That's why they tripping right now, because they like, bro, we getting crushed and we ain't got
but anybody who sticks around though, like anybody who sticks around say, hey man, I got crushed, but I picked it back up and came back.
That's the story of every crypto investor.
I ain't gonna do the same thing I did every time, last time, whatever.
Yo, that's the story of every crypto.
You gotta have that hustle. You gotta have that ambition. I'm with you on that. But like, that ain't everybody. Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
no.
It's not mandatory. If you can take somebody's word for it and avoid it, do that.
Right. on retake here, we got Anon, GM. Yo, what's good, man? Welcome to the stream over there on retake. Here we go. So we're gonna continue on here because I know a lot has changed. Has anything have changed for you guys in terms of the way you guys are going to be looking at these altcoins now? How are you guys going to be evaluating what's going to be your next picks in 2026 and beyond? Do you guys have like checks and balance like I have up here, or what's your roadmap? What's your plans?
Well, what I like to do is I personally train models. So I train artificial models with quantum intelligence, BlackRock financial advisor type tools, and I just use these as a baseline to make my thesis. So everything that we went through in 2025, that shit checked in. That shit checked in. Now we gotta really grind for this crypto shit. So it's gonna take a little bit more research. I'm not saying like look at white papers or anything like that, but go do some research on BlackRock and look for what BlackRock looks for. Look for what Grayscale looks for when they go through these cryptos, right? I mean, that's why I was telling my community, like, just do research on product market fit, total addressable market, path to revenue. You know what I'm saying? These are some of the things that these advisors look at when they're looking at through stocks. They look at what we were talking about earlier, EA, how much revenue you generate. Are you profitable? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because the problem what happened in 2025 is that a lot of these crypto companies ran out of money. If you've ever been behind the scenes, market making expensive. Being on a centralized exchange, black fucking hole. All of this is like you not paying your light bills and we're gonna turn off the lights. So what happens when you don't have any money coming in because nobody's buying your coin? Then it's no demand, then it's constant selling pressure. Yeah. Nobody wants to buy a crypto coin that's like a sink. So now everything has changed because that Wall Street mentality is in crypto now. So there's going to be coins that pump off speculation, but I think more than not this year, a lot of people is going to be a little bit more frugal with their capital and a little bit more researchy when looking into finding some of these altcoins, because everybody is using AI right now. You got to think about the scale of some of these entities that's using AI. We're going against Aladdin. We're going against, like, we can't compete with that. So this is why you got to just be on point.
I like the take. What's up, Jay? Talk to me.
I'm gonna do like something similar. Like I don't train AI models or nothing like that. Hook me up, Millie. But
I be locked in, bro. He ain't know what time it is too, because he be vibe coding and building. So I know he know what time it is.
I be vibe coding, but I haven't really messed with the AIs for like picking out the tokens yet. But I'm thinking if I can give it some of my ideas on how I look at it, because the first thing I do, and I know it's kind of hard to say, the first thing I do when I look at a project is like, does it make sense? Does the product make sense? Is it something that you would buy? You know what I mean? And the second thing I'm looking at is, do they have enough money to market it? That's it. You know, because I can see dumbass products, you know. So even we can go back to NFTs, where a lot of those NFTs projects, they died, right? But they did pump 1,000x when they had their money, when they had enough time and energy and money to promote this dumbass thing. So if we're talking about, you know, the short-term gains for what altcoins am I going to try to stack up, you know, in order to get more Bitcoin, stable coins, gold and silver, which is what we're doing, and maybe add ETH and TAO to that, you know, yeah, I'm gonna be looking at a real world use case, like Millie said, doesn't make profit, doesn't make revenue, and, you know, and it's partnerships. Like, does it have the strength to get out there to the masses? Those are the winners so far. You know, we've had a bunch of shit that had very good tech, excellent tech, like quantum resistant already, and it got nowhere. Solana is on top. Why? Because they had enough money to promote themselves and put themselves in position.
I like that. That's a good. Whew. Let me look at some more of these comments here. The Big E, what's the top 3 narratives for the next bull? We're gonna get into that just a second. We're gonna get into that just a second. We got a lot to talk about, man. What are the best 5 altcoins for 2026 to position in? We're gonna get into that with the top 3 narratives. They the same thing. Okay. Super, what's good?
What's good, Super?
2026 is suit and tie takeover. That's what Millie's on right there. That's what he said. Pretty much.
But like Jay was saying, is exactly what I do. I take my, you know, it's like novelty, right? I take my thesis, all of that, and I train AI the way I want it to train. But also, I download books. I download, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll go do research on like what BlackRock financiers look for. I'll go read the best finance books. I download nothing but information on financial markets. And then I use that as a tool to kind of like see, you know, it's not like you're using it to pick your coins. It's kind of like what you said earlier. You're just using it to help you formulate your thoughts.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Flesh out your ideas. Flesh out your thoughts.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Once you formulate your thoughts, then you know, you're going to know what to pick from there.
Pretty much. I like that. Yeah. Why are you ignoring my comment? I must have missed it. Let me know where to comment at, man.
He said, this is a question for you, probably, EA. He said, do you like more Avantis or Edge?
Where? Oh, now I see it. Oh. Right now, I actually haven't used Edge, so I'm obviously gonna be biased because I've used Avantis, and it's pretty much a base product. So I'm gonna say Avantis, but right now I'm gonna have to re-look into Edge. Until then, I'm gonna just say Avantis for right now. If that was your comment, my bad, my boy, my bad. But going on here. Let's get into it. Let's go into it. Let's talk about your top gains of this cycle. As you guys already know, we put the poll down there for you guys too, if you guys want to take part of it. What is your top gains? Have you guys hit it 5 to 25x, 50 to 75x, 100x more, or did you just plain out lose all your money? Let's hear it. Let's hear it, guys. Before I get into mine, I want to hear it from you guys, man. Talk to me. What was your biggest gain of this cycle here, of 2025, I should say? Yeah. Oh, don't jump first now. Don't jump first now.
I thought Millie was gonna go. I can go first. You know what? Like, to be honest, like I'm an altcoin guy. I love my low caps, but I'm reluctant to even admit the truth to y'all, man. The most money I made this year was on meme coins, my guys. I missed out on virtuals. I missed out on that, you know, that X402. I missed out on a lot of the narratives that were popping off. You know what I mean? I missed out on TAO. I missed out on a lot of AI stuff. But you know, I caught a bunch of dumb meme coins. Now, which one? I don't know. But there was a point in time where, for like 3 months, I think during the summer, where I was locked in because the meme coin market was it was stupid. You know what I mean?
That's real. No, that's a real take. That's a real take. Yeah, that's a real take. Millie, I don't know. You don't gotta divulge anything you don't want to divulge.
This cycle been crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been blessed. You know, I want to make that, you know, but it's been a learning experience. Like I did well, but I lost money too. You feel me? Like, I will say this. Most of my X's came from the artificial intelligence narrative and the meme coin narratives. It was a couple things in the DeFi that I got early, but I didn't truly understand it. And like PANDA, I got into PANDA
I was about to say
early,
that.
but I didn't understand it. And I thought a 10x was good and could have had like 100x. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I bought a base token called Crash that was supposed to be like paying homage to the Crash trader. And that was probably like something that could have changed my life, but I sold too early on that. I sold at like a 25x and it went up like 200-300x, like crazy. And you know what I mean? Like it's messed up because it's like, dang, bro, I could have been with EA in Africa. You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing well in life. You know, I'm doing well in life, and I know coming into my third cycle, this is the cycle that's going to change my family's life. You know, my life's changed, but now I'm trying to change my family's life. You get what I'm saying? So, like they say, first cycle you lose money, which was true. Second cycle you kind of break even, or at least you change your life. But like third cycle is where things really, really pick up for you. And I'm looking forward to the third cycle because of everything that I've learned, and I want to apply it now.
I like that. I ain't gonna lie. They got to add something else to the third cycle too. Fumble the most money you ever fumbled. That's what the fuck I did. What the fuck I did?
You over there doing generational shit though, dog.
Nah, boy. Yo, I see the poll here. Damn, all you guys just lost some money? Y'all ain't make not even a 10x?
Man.
Damn. I see that a lot though. I see that a lot.
It's a lot. This market was pretty hard because
it was the toughest market.
Yeah, and I will say this, like the problem with this market too was the reinvesting. Like in my second market cycle was probably where I made the most money, but I reinvested at the top.
Don't scare me.
I think most of meme coin people reinvested at the top.
Okay. For me, my wins, I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, they need to put a third category for your third cycle. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I made the most money I've ever made in my life in this cycle here, but I've also fumbled the most money. Yo, I'm listening to Elio talk about how much money he fumbled. He said he fumbled $100 million. Now I ain't nowhere near that, but that, putting some shit into perspective, like right here, this is the first big win of the cycle. I ain't gonna lie. Jay was with it. We got this off of Pump Fund. Gnon. Jay, you remember Gnon?
Yeah, I was.
You was talking about the memes.
Yeah, the meme. That's what I'm saying. Like, well, I would probably say Gnon. Well, remember during the Gnon narrative?
Yeah, we hit a lot of different AI memes.
With like 4 different AI tokens that were going crazy, and the second one after Gnon was probably my biggest gainer of this cycle.
We caught this literally like right before it bombed off of Pump Fund. Like right before it bombed. We was even in one of Jay's like man's like Twitter spaces. I'm talking about all the gains I just got. I sold out on the Twitter space and bought right back into the Twitter space, and it was still running up to like 100 million market cap. And from there, I should have sold and took everything off of Solana because I should have never came back to Solana. But like Jay said, there was other AI plays. I was getting greedy. I ain't
gonna lie. This is the only time I ever got mad at EA, right? Because we was in there, I hit him up in the Discord. He's like, yo, I sold Gnon at like 10 million because I got in at 60K or something like that. I'm like, I'm up, boy. Like hella happy. I didn't think it was gonna keep going. The next day it was at 20 million. EA's like, I'm still in. We're like, what? It went to 100 million. EA's talking about. I'm like, bro, you up? Then he's talking about, I need to take some profit. I was like, bro, take some profit. What are you doing?
Yo, I took a little bit of profits. I rolled that in to another play that became my other big gainer that we're gonna talk about. But Gnon, I fumbled a lot because I kept chasing all these AI meme coins, and I'm throwing big bags into it because I wanted to double it quickly. I was just getting way too greedy. Now I lost a lot, but luckily I already took out some money, moved it over to base, and that's where I really looked for already my first play, where you guys already know. When you guys go onto the channel, exactly when I talked about virtuals is when I got into virtuals, 3 cents. Where did virtuals run up to? Over like $5 and some change, right? $5.07. Hit another over 100x on this one. Lovely. But guess what happened to this one too? I fumbled this. This one was mainly not my fault, guys. It was mainly I took a trip. I went to Africa. I didn't have my keys with me to download Zerion wallet to make the trades. But this is literally right after China announced where was the AI that came out in 20
DeepSeek.
There you go. As soon as that came out, everything just started to dump. I couldn't like rotate fast enough. I had to literally just sit there, watch gains get evaporated while I try to enjoy my time in Africa. Yeah. It didn't really happen. By the time I came back, I was able to sell. Of course, I got both virtuals, game, convo. All of these convo and game were like over 100x plus for me. So these four have been like my biggest gains of this cycle. So for me, I want to say it's been a very successful cycle for me, but I also fumbled the most money I've ever like witnessed or seen in a wallet at one point in time. You know, you're gonna have Elio's story of him fumbling $100 million. A lot of his wealth came from like Super and Black Hole, a lot of different things. And Elio been an OG. He been in here for a minute. So for him to even fumble that type of bag is crazy. So a lot of people, this is just basically to let you know, like, no matter how experienced you are in this cycle, like in this market, it's tough for everyone. It's just tough at different levels for everyone, you know? Yeah. Elio talking about $100 million. I'm like, what? When did you get that? Yeah. I'm over here talking about what I got. It ain't nowhere near close to what he got. And he feels like it's okay. Like he gonna be back stronger. So now the fourth cycle, of course, there's more money in the portfolio to allocate towards the floors of these altcoins. Wherever this bear market finally or bear correction finally corrects. I'm not trying to catch the falling knife. I don't know about other people. I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait. Of course, like Jay always says, once the reversal happens, that's when I'm gonna start deploying. I do have targets and I do have narratives I want to talk about. This is another part we're gonna now get into for these guys. Ravi, overall, am I up or down in 2025? I'm up. Like, I'm still good. It's just I just fumbled what I should not have fumbled, Ravi. That's all. Like right now, I'd have been chilling. I probably would have been in Dubai, spent a little bit too much, but I'd have been chilling. Terry, I'm in my third cycle and I got taken to the cleaners. Whoosh. You guys would probably have done better than me. A lot of people probably didn't, man. A lot of people probably didn't. Now getting into some more of the narratives, and in 2025, if you guys was a part of some of these narratives here, you probably would have made some good, decent money, right? Crypto narratives ranked by returns in 2025 by CoinGecko. RWAs, they were over 185%. Now, to me, I didn't see that. I don't know if you guys saw RWAs pump that much in terms of returns. It seemed like that was one of the lagging narratives that everybody wanted to pump, but didn't really pump. I actually thought AI would have been number one. How you guys feeling about that?
Yeah, I know I had one RWA play that did great. IXS did crazy for me, like towards the end there. It just came out of nowhere. But RWAs was lagging behind the AI plays in my portfolio for sure. So yeah, but seeing it number one makes sense because that's where it's like, you know, we got the two different type of people here. Like I think it was Super say we got the suit and ties, and then we got the degens. You know, now I think we got a third one. Maybe we got to add a third one. We got the suit and ties, we got the degens, and then we got like the middle ground, which is like an altcoin trader. Because like as an altcoin trader, it's like we still risky, but we also not degens. Yeah. You know, so I seen a couple RWA plays go nice, but it didn't seem like it was that hot like that.
Okay, what about you? Millie?
I had a couple. Well, the RWA as of 2025 that did well. The best in my portfolio was Zebek ZBCN, and I didn't even get into it. Yeah, I caught it thanks to my community. I want to give my community the utmost respect for that one. They got into it at floor levels right around the time everybody was talking about XCN, I believe. Those two kind of like ran together, and I just picked Zebek because it made more sense to me. But that was kind of like my real asset token that did well in 2025. But I am kind of surprised from the list here, seeing that it was, I feel underexposed. Underexposed here in the RWA sector.
Yo, I'm like, I didn't hit nothing on RWA crazy like that. It's been AI agents.
Well, the thing is, we were so up in 2023 from these AI plays that 50% is like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't really, you know, it's all comes down to when you got into that coin. You know, and people don't never say that. They be like, oh yeah. It's like, bro, when did you get into it? Did you buy the top? Did you buy the floor? Did you buy the medium ground? Like, when did you get in? We got into AI so early that 50% in 2025 don't feel like a 50%. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, but
no. I agree.
I just want to say something about this list too. Like, this is CoinGecko's list, and they say RWAs and stuff like that. But like, if I check RWAs on CoinGecko, we're including like Chainlink, We're including Stellar, XLM. We're including a lot of layer ones in there. We're including Ondo, which is like, Pax Gold, which is like, these are kind of RWA plays, but not really like,
Fair.
Ondo might be the only valid one there.
No, yeah. Like there's some in here like Pax Gold. Okay, tokenized gold. That's a true RWA.
I would say.
But like XLM, Stellar is the number 2 RWA today.
Okay, that don't make sense.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So fair point right there. What I was about to look at?
I know that I did for sure get crushed in deep in. I know that's a fit. That's right.
Ooh,
my deep in shit is just down,
boy. I'm not gonna lie.
Now that's right. I look at my deep in before you're like, what the fuck was I doing?
The Solana ecosystem, obviously, this has to do a lot with the memes. How they got hit. A lot of memes, once they pumped so high, a lot of them came down. Yeah. But so that I think Solana is gonna change.
When it's like what meme you bought though, because
yeah.
Like Peanut, Fred, I ate so good off those.
You know we hit on Peanut. We hit on Peanut. Not Fred, but Peanut.
Yeah. I hit off there was another coin in around that Fred narrative that just did like a 10x in like 1 minute.
They was all here, right? Like, bro, but when y'all were talking about the AI agents, I wanted to kind of jump in because I killed the Max trade. Like Max went crazy.
Yeah.
And then it was Max, and then it was another one.
There was a few on Solana that went crazy, but after a while, I was just so focused.
Griffin.
Griffin that went crazy. Griffin, what's funny? Griffin came out while we was playing Genon, and I saw it because this is the time I was tracking Ansem's wallet. I see him buy Griffin. I think it runs up a little bit, and I get off it. I'm like, I'm not even paying attention to it. Next thing you know, AI agent runs, like the AI agent narrative start to run again. Griffin is one of the top gainers on Solana. I'm like, oh my god.
Bro,
talk about where I see
you. Remember when we talked about Griffin?
Yeah, man.
And we literally like you was like, is that answer real? I'm like, yeah, like Griffin for real. Me and my DG was talking about it, bro. I woke up the next day and I looked at Griffin like, what the? This is crazy. Yo, Solana has the truest degens. I'm gonna say that, and I do think in 2026 and going forward, the narrative around Solana being the meme chain, I talk about this in a video that's coming up, is actually going to change. Solana is like there's projects on Solana building right now. Some that didn't come out, and some that's going to come out through MetaDAO. You guys already know it, and there's a lot coming for Solana. I might have to change my tune on Solana. We will see, but for right now it's the casino still.
It's a lot. The thing is, it's a lot of liquidity on Solana, and and a lot of degens on Solana. But the interesting thing is, like, when I'm in the trenches now, I think it's so funny because I hear people on spaces being like, "Yo, we need meme coins with utility," and I'm like, "So altcoins." So y'all need altcoins. So I think that narrative on Solana hitting up, people are going to be looking for quote unquote meme coin, but with utility. So some type of good utility with a dog photo.
Super says Nasdaq going on chain with Canton. I thought Nasdaq was going on chain with Ondo. We're gonna look into Canton. DTCC already on Canton. Crypto G best poll. Yo, what's good?
What's good?
Is that Millie? That is Millie. Yes, it is. That is Millie himself. Yes, it is. Now, getting into the predictions of 2026 here. Obviously, AI A16. I don't know why I always say AI 16Z, but it's the damn coin. A16Z put out this. They put out this article. Everyone put out their article about the 2026 predictions. Here's some of the things we're excited for in 2026. Privacy will be the most important moat in crypto. Okay. Before we talk about that, we're gonna get into that. Prediction markets go bigger, broader, and smarter. Thinking about tokenization of real-world assets and stablecoins in more crypto-native way. Trading as a way station, not just a last stop for crypto businesses. From know your customer to know your agent. I don't know what that one means. Maybe I guess AI agents a little bit more. Better, more clever on-ramps and off-ramps for stablecoins. Stablecoins unlock the bank ledger upgrade cycle and new payment scenarios. The near future of messaging isn't just quantum resistance. it's decentralized. From code is law to spec is law, crypto offers a new primitive for beyond blockchain. Right, we are now able to use AI sustainably. What was that? Sustainable? I can't even speak. I can't even speak.
For substantive
Yeah,
research
substantive
tasks.
research. I can't even speak. God damn. Yeah, you got that already for me. The invisible tax on the open web, the rise of staked media, secret as a service, wealth management for all. The internet becomes the bank. That I've seen a lot more. Unleashing the full potential of blockchains when legal architecture finally matches technical architecture. Now, is there anything on here that stand out for you guys before we really start talking about prediction markets? Not prediction markets, sorry, predictions for 2026.
The first one for sure. Privacy will be the most important moat in crypto. I agree.
That's the first one that stands out for you.
Yeah, well, because it's the first one, but like that that one stands out for sure. And then the other one that like I don't hear a lot of people talking about yet, but I'm getting my hands into, which is we are now able to use AI for substantive research tasks. DeSci, I think decentralized science is going to be huge. You know, it's gonna be one of the main things that like crypto is gonna be known. I mean, that AI is gonna be known for. You know, so that's gonna have to probably go in with privacy too. So yeah,
I like that.
For me, that's
Millie. Anything on here that stood out for you before we talk about the predictions? Your predictions, or our predictions?
Yeah. Well, I told you guys earlier how I feel about the privacy narrative and why.
Yeah.
I feel like that's gonna be one of the most important narratives. But just to double down on what Jay said about DeSci, I'm extremely, interested in that sector. I've been doing a lot of research on medical breakthroughs, protein folding, and how artificial intelligence is going to scale all of that. And that right there, they just got to find out how to bring it to the blockchain. And I don't think anybody's, have successfully made it make sense. There's some plays out there, but we haven't really seen the liquidity catch the narrative yet. And then code is law, the spec is law. I think most people are starting to understand that crypto is just speculative code. And once you just look at it at that perspective, it takes away the whole like, I gotta buy this because it's this narrative. I gotta buy. A person that does code told me this. They told me this, right? And this probably gonna resonate with anybody that's watching this video. If you want to do the best research you can do on a crypto coin, is just go over the code. Make sure the code matches what they're selling. We don't do that shit, but AI allows you now to go over any code. So now crypto is just codes that's been commoditized, monetized. You get what I'm saying? So like now we can go over the code. Now we can see if the code matches what these motherfuckers is selling, so we don't get extracted. That's going to be big now. And let me take you back to quantum tools, because we are going to go from artificial intelligence. We're going to go from LLMs, large language models, to world models, from world models to artificial general intelligence, from artificial general intelligence to artificial super intelligence. So all of this stuff is going to be easy to read and fast, and everybody going to be doing it. So it's going to make it even harder to trade, to make predictions, to do all of that. So you really going to have to lock in from here on out with the emergence of this intelligence.
Okay. I kind of got you. I kind of got both of you guys as like top predictions in terms of like altcoins for 2026. You guys pretty much are saying privacy as one, DeSci as another. For Millie, I want to say something about quantum resistance. Do you think?
No. AI intelligence infrastructure.
Okay.
Let's move artificial out the way. Just intelligence, because you gotta look at compute, data, defense. It's a constraint for compute. Data is the new oil, and everybody is trying to find out who's going to be the winner of artificial intelligence to integrate it into their military. If you can pinpoint the stuff that AI can't live without, meaning the picks and shovels, you will win. You can't lose, in my opinion. And it's just a long-term game. You just, like Jay was saying, we trade the speculative stuff to buy the stuff that really matters. And that was a mistake I made last cycle. I didn't roll my profits into these commodities, but I'm on that now. I'm on that now.
Yeah. I see. I hear the motivation. I hear it. For me, top 20, top narratives for 2026. I more so am talking about in the crypto terms. what we're going to be able to look into, put some money into, and actually ride the waves. Whether it's going to be revolving doors as we had it again, this year or whatever, going into 2026, is it going to be revolving from AI and robotics to RWA, things like that. But for me, when it comes down to the narratives for altcoins, I like AI and robotics. Those two go hand in hand, of course. RWAs, prediction markets, energy, as this is something that most people actually have forgotten about in crypto, in terms of, because there's not really much in terms of like when you go into the energy narrative, there's not a lot of standout narrative altcoins, I should say. There's only like, what was it, two that looks interesting. I want to say EWT. EWT and EWT and Power Ledger.
Those are some OGs.
And yeah, it's pretty much. And if you look into this right now, this narrative, it might just be the lowest market cap of like all the three. And as of right now, from what I've seen, it's only at $136 million. This is gonna grow within 2026 as AI data centers grow. You're gonna need grid. You're gonna need off-grid data centers, things like that. You're gonna have to have these projects really be able to build for the increase of AI, and I think that's going to benefit energy greatly. And this is why I'm actually looking into this a little bit more. I'm not going to say
no, absolutely, bro.
Yeah, go ahead. If you want to add in, go ahead.
I'm smiling ear to ear, bro. This is one of my favorite narratives right here, bro, because they got some things that they're building right now called SMRs, which are small modular reactors. And then you got to look into fusion energy. Because of these grid constraints, like you said, people will be starting to look for energy alternatives. And they're going to look at solar, wind, and hydro. And if these crypto companies can figure this out, this might be one of the most hidden sectors with so much opportunity. This and quantum computing, but they can't figure it out on the blockchain either. They can't figure out how to make it, a profitable company. But those two sectors, because AI can't scale
without energy,
and we are already facing constraints, and world models can't scale without becoming quantum intelligence. And once we achieve quantum intelligence, which some people would say we already have, they'll be able to break all of this encryption, break all our wallets, break all of that stuff. So the projects that's providing quantum resistant technology will provide opportunity as well. So I love those two sectors, just tying them into the infrastructure.
I take that. I actually like the fact that you put energy up there. I feel like I was the only one really looking into energy for a little bit.
You ain't asked me my narratives yet. I've been sitting here.
My fault.
I couldn't stop the urge when you brought it up. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to cook right here. This is what
yeah. So let me take a pause for me then, because the only thing I really wanted to say here was, and when you look into this narrative right now, there's not much. Power Ledger was here when I first got into crypto. That's 2016. EWT came in later, and I think there's going to be more projects that's actually going to be building on here. A lot of people traded Dion, early 2024 or something, whatever. They traded this ran up. They talk about how they got connections to Tesla and things like that. But there actually hasn't been any like standout energy projects. And I think this is like a field where a narrative where there's some true opportunity once the right projects come into here. So now let me give the floor to Millie, because he was already going into this. So give me I want this more crypto altcoin focus, not broader. No.
My goodness.
Hold on. I don't want no. I'm saying like more so like there's going to be altcoins guys that's going to be focused on this. Something that people could look into, like search the narrative on CoinGecko and actually find some altcoins there. That's what I'm talking about. So I want like some of the
what you just said. It's other than EWT and some of the OGs that you're showing. I'm personally not sold on what's on this list. Besides, I wouldn't even look into any of these besides EWT, right? I think we haven't seen that elite project in this sector yet. So
we haven't seen one for sure. But what's the market cap of that open VPP right there?
The hell is open? You know about that, Jay?
All-time high. Yeah, I looked into it a little bit because it was moving out of nowhere. I don't know what the all-time high of it is. I was just curious.
This new?
That chart looks good though.
I've been looking into this one a little bit. It's on my list, but it's the only other energy coin that I actually looked at besides like actually the energy token EWT,
Right.
and whatever. But
I like it though. I like the look, but you know what I'm saying.
I do got an energy play. I want to keep to the hip, but I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. Is it? It's not even out yet though. So
yeah. So I
most
don't,
people-
I don't know.
Yeah. See, you know you be on that. You be on that.
And if it's not out yet, that's even better. Even better.
This is one I've been waiting for a little bit. I actually even got into the private sale of it. This is on the peak infrastructure. This is on the peak like blockchain and things like that. So this is reason why I was already bullish on this. Panamo is going to be one that's going to be coming out. I don't exactly know when it's going to come out next year, or if it's even next year though, because these projects tend to just push shit back and just keep pushing it back till they feel like the market is good. But Panamo has been one that I'm actually really like excited for. So I think you know about this, Millie, since you saw me typing it. You know about this?
No.
Okay.
I'm hearing about it.
Yeah, so this is one that I think a lot more people should keep on a radar. Is obviously upcoming. So it depends on where it drops when it comes out in the market. If the market is bearish, it probably is going to drop. Right? It's probably going to drop somewhere. If the market is bullish, who knows what's going to happen? But this should be on your radar for energy. Now, is there any other narratives you guys want to touch on?
For me, you know, my narratives are like pretty much similar to yours, but I'm kind of niching down a little bit. Like when we go into like AI and robotics, right? Like we know AI was like going crazy this cycle. So yeah. I'm really looking at compute, you know, looking like at what's going on with NVIDIA and the shortage on GPUs, the shortage on RAM. So I think any type of project that's going to have like some type of decentralized compute rendering, you know, renting out of GPUs for AI models.
So like Ether, render, things like that.
Like those are going to go crazy because it's just that, like Millie said, people are going to need it in order to do what they need to do because we're talking $1 trillion industry. People are going to need those picks and shovels for compute. You know, same narrative like with energy. People are going to need energy. They're going to need compute. I saw somebody tweeted, I kind of agree with Super there, where he said quantum computing solves power restrictions. I believe that a little bit. So I think that I'm not as, you know, sold on any other energy products yet, but definitely compute, robotics, and also like this decentralized internet is also one that nobody's really talking about. I think we're going to need. So projects like there's like Quill, Reality. These are projects that are like still in testnet, but really just kind of backtracking from like, blockchain has all these issues when we come to getting on the internet. We need oracles for everything. You know what I'm saying? Just even to get proper times on blockchains, we should be using good oracles. And projects like Reality and Quill, which are in testnet, like are still new projects. You can go earn it for free right now. That's why I'm talking about it. Of course, these are not like my biggest narratives or projects, but like I'm talking about it so y'all can do some research and potentially, especially Reality, download the thing to your laptop and you can.
What's it called?
Reality.
And that's the token.
That's the token on Twitter. Go on Twitter.
And
it's called Reality. And it's from the guy. The reason why I'm bullish on it is because
Reality.
Let me go to my followers actually, because I just followed them just to make it easy.
I don't know if they give it. Oh, this one, Reality Network.
So the token I think is the net token. You can run a node right now, earn some tokens, and get in for free early before everybody starts talking about this narrative. But it's a huge narrative. It's from the creator of the guy who created DAG Constellation, which is being used by the U.S. government. So that's why I'm bullish on it, because I think Bro's a genius. And this is a whole different way to do compute across the internet, where it's like every token itself, has some type of computing power, and it's a crazy concept.
Okay, I got to look into it. It already sounds too crazy for me to look into it.
Yeah, it's a crazy concept. It's gonna really have to. It's a learning curve learning about this stuff, but
yeah,
definitely worth it. You know what I mean? Like something that it's like one of those projects like Tau. Like for me, Tau was a project where it was like all of a sudden it was just at $1 billion. I didn't know that people was doing stuff on this thing 2 years ago. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's how these projects will be. Like all of a sudden there'll be a small community of people who are like, oh yeah, we've been in it since it was at 100K and we're sitting at 2 billion. You know?
What about you, Millie? You got any narrative you want to add on to whatever you added on already?
Well, yeah,
or you set in stone.
No. I'm ultra bullish on compute. That's why I'm so like embedded in the Tau ecosystem. Like that's literally my biggest holding is BitTensor. So like when you think about the demand for compute, there's always going to be demand for alternatives, right? You know, with these, basically, you got to look at every computer being able to be commoditized because they can, in theory, contribute compute. And if it's quality compute, you earn tokens. So I really, really like the whole compute narrative, and BitTensor for me, it's kind of like that play. But I also like the decentralized internet narrative. I think that's actually slept on when you think about AI needing a home to live on. And this is why I don't own any ICP, but I understand the use case of
anytime
ICP.
Somebody bring up ICP, I only think about that guy, yo.
No. I'm not saying it like, I'm just saying it from the decentralized internet
perspective. Oh, no. It's me. It's me. I only think of Jerry. When somebody says ICP, I think of Jerry. That's the guy that always talks about ICP on YouTube.
Yeah, Jerry Bansfield.
Yeah. That's the only. Whenever someone brings up ICP, my mind immediately goes to him.
But like once you do research and you watch somebody, you can understand like whether they really have done research on something. You get what I'm saying? Like the average retail wouldn't get it, but like once you get a little bit of experience, you can be like, okay, he's full of shit type shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you're saying if we are going to say AI needs a place to evolve, there's only, in my opinion, 4 coins, right? You got Bitcoin because it's sound money, so it'll be able to trade autonomously. You got Ethereum as a settlement layer because that's where the liquidity at. You got Tau as a AI gem because what Tau does is it incentivizes intelligence. So now AI can train itself autonomously through the incentive mechanism, right? These nodes get incentivized for quality intelligence. So now AI walks in the gym and it continues to evolve. And then you got ICP. This is the home where AI can live autonomously and do its own thing. No outages, no Cloudflare problems, none of that shit, because it's a decentralized version of the internet. So like when you think about the 4 pillars that AI needs to really become autonomous, that's how I kind of like look at that. You know what I mean? So I'm huge on that narrative, but I'm actually happy that Jay talked about like the compute angle, because a lot of people just don't understand that this is going to be a gold rush. Like compute, bro. Like it's called, to anybody that's out there listening, it's called, we're in the age of electrification. We are moving from combustion energy to everything being electrified. So compute is like the heart, bro, and none of this can scale without it. So like Tau doesn't have to compete with Google, OpenAI, Anthropic. It just needs to provide an alternative that's going to pick up all of that loose capital from being an alternative, compute layer, a network, right? So like, man, it's so much different angles you can look at it from, but if you just focus on those 3, compute, data, and privacy, I think that you'll do well in 2026 with aligning your capital. As far as the prediction markets, like, what'd you say? I hear you.
I said, no, I was like, just focus on data, because all those have to do keeping the data private, getting the data moved around, creating the perfect data. Just focus on data. You'll be all right. Data,
all three of those kind of like, help each other, right? You can't, data, compute, privacy, like they're all hand in hand, because as the demand for compute and data rises, the demand for privacy, like nobody wants to be going through, blockchain surveillance 24/7. Like who signed up for that? We didn't sign up for that. Think about Bitcoin when it first come out. It wasn't about like tracking everybody from a financial perspective. Nobody signed up for that shit. So like people are about to start fighting back. And then you got to think about these institutions that don't want their clients' information exposed, don't want their financial strategies exposed, because once everything becomes transparent, and you just seen that the Secretary, Treasury Secretary, come out and said that blockchain is the biggest surveillance, like the greatest surveillance tool of all time.
Facts.
So now we're not talking about blockchain surveillance, we're talking about global state surveillance. And that's where the money into the privacy sector will be, because there's going to be a pushback to that.
Also in the AI agents, because like I'll give a quick little example, right? We know that like we're going into humanoid robots, right? Now, a humanoid robot's gonna be living in your house. It can shop for you, right? Imagine somebody at the store just being able to ask your humanoid robot anything about you, and there's no privacy. Imagine that. What's Jay's social security number? The robot. Hello.
No, that's
social
insane.
security number is blah 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 blah. His address is you know, and maybe we don't gotta think about it for men, but imagine women. You know what I mean? Where does she live at? And your robot's just splurting off information. So privacy is gonna be huge for a lot of different reasons.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
We just gotta find the right privacy play. Could it be Z? What is it? Z-back? No, it's not Z-back. What the heck is the Zcash? Could it be Zcash that we look into, or is there something cheaper? Is there something better?
Okay, they are, you know. Jay was just talking about finding these communities that's doing like these incentive models, but have the same similar tokens to Bitcoin. Like nobody knew they were doing this, and then out of nowhere it becomes $1 billion token. I think Knock Chain is interesting from a privacy perspective, like ZK.
Is it Knock Chain?
Yeah, Knock.
Knock.
Yeah, Knock Chain. NOCK. So they're doing like ZK proof privacy, but with like the whole incentive mechanism. I don't think that's it right there.
Okay.
This ain't it?
Nah.
I only see this. Is there another
Well,
one?
it has its own change. Yeah, it's on base shit too. Knock Chain.
This one's on base right here, I think, right?
Yeah,
they just dropped the thing on base. I don't know, that chart don't look right.
Nah, yeah, I seen it. I didn't want to say nothing just yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to throw it off. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that chart look right, but yeah, they went to zero. I'm thrown off. I'm like, hold on, we gotta go check my portfolio.
Hold on, let me check the price. The price is all right. The market cap wise is because they took off the market cap.
I was gonna say,
bro, you fucked my head up. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but I was thrown off, bro. Hey, what he on? What EA on, bro?
Yo, no, because I be going through both market cap and prices because I gotta look after the inflation come out, you know, things like that.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But they doing the whole like Tau incentive, blockchain, privacy. They trying to, you know, hold all the keywords. And then you got Midnight, what Charles Hawkinson is doing.
Hold on, you like it Midnight?
I'm lit. No, I'm lit on the narrative, but I'm doing my research now. I'm not over here, but I'm lit. Yeah, I know about it. So
me and Jay saw that. We like, damn, here comes Charles again, man.
But he's doing some privacy type ish. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at like those would be like the newer coins in my opinion. But I know which ones y'all looking at.
Right now, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I don't have too many privacy coins I'm looking at. Of course, there's some low caps I was gambling with, but in terms of like the big ones, I haven't really been into that side of things yet. The only thing I've been looking at was Zcash. Everyone's talking about Zcash here and there. You know, they're like, what was it? What video I was watching? There's 4 things you want to own. He said 3. Sorry, 3. It was Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin already had the run. Most people already missed out on Bitcoin. Ethereum is about to have its run, but after Ethereum, you do not want to miss out on Zcash because Zcash will have the next run. So he was talking about pretty much the pillars of what you wanted to look into. Of course, we looked at Tau as like us. We like Tau. We will put it as like a 4th pillar or something. But when it comes down to their look at, it was institutionals. What they was looking at. They was looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Zcash. And they was like, yo, you do not want to miss out on the Zcash moment and look back in like 5 years or so and be like, yo, I could have bought Zcash at whatever price it is at now and where it's going to be at within 5 years. That's the only thing I've been looking at when it comes down to privacy. But
I don't blame you, bro. Like, I feel like if you in a certain position in your life, you don't have to take on much risk. It's all about size at that point. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, who needs to buy a low cap when I could just go in with size on something that I know can do?
That's a fact, but I feel like I just like to gamble at this point in time. Yo, I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, I'm just saying, you feel me? Like,
yo, trying to hit the next 100x, the thrill. You pop up and you just like, yeah, I just hit a nice little 100x, you know.
I feel you.
But looking at some of these comments here,
advisor ain't gonna tell you that though.
Nah, fuck no.
They're gonna catch your ass crazy. Like, what you about to do?
Man. I like AO. Yo, you super been on AO for a minute. AO's from like Arweave. This is about quantum. Jay, you know anything about AO?
Quantum compute. Yeah, I was doing some research on AO. It's one of the compute plays that I think is pretty cool. Super's the one who put me onto this one too. So
Super been on this for a minute. He's been on a lot of different plays for a minute. Super is more of a like way forward thinking than anybody else I've ever like met in my like community. He talking about why you gotta be prepared for the next 5 years type things.
Yeah.
So I
For
like
me,
that.
I was gonna say my privacy play real quick is just ZK because I'm looking at privacy infrastructure.
ZK.
So I think zero knowledge proofs in general.
Oh, just in general, yeah.
Well, but the ZK token for sure, like ZK Sync.
Yeah, ZK Sync. Okay,
is definitely slept on. What you call it? Definitely slept on right there. At 248 mil, yeah, this thing I think could definitely be in the billions somewhere. But it's the infrastructure for privacy that we're talking about. So when you need to take that, like, privacy coin is cool, but it's going to be bigger than that, right? Like we need to have, and the zero knowledge proofs is the way you're going to do it. Like being able to say, in that scenario, like if your AI agent goes to the DMV for you, it can say, yeah, she has a social security number, but it doesn't have to reveal that knowledge. That's going to be, where it's at, I think.
I ain't gonna lie, yeah, dude, Big E, man. I am a degen. I can't. I can't.
If you in crypto long enough, you got to get that degen side in you because there's just a lot to miss when it comes to, some of the opportunity. Like if you're just looking across the board, like a lot of people like me, I hated on meme coins, but I still had to look across the room and be like, I hated the meme coins.
Y'all know I be hating on meme coins,
but I had to look across the room and be like, oh yeah, I'm not finna skip an easy 20x. I'm at least putting $50 in that,
But I should be more. I should be less degen in 2026. But we'll see how that it plays out in 2026. Because there's gonna be too much going on. I'm gonna be looking like, god damn. Every time I miss a play, I'm like, yo, I could have gotten it. I already know I could have gotten it. Right. I see a lot of these plays like very early.
There's always going to be degen opportunities though. You know what I mean? Like the word degen didn't come from meme coins. It came from DeFi.
Yeah.
So.
And the risk is just there, man. I'm just trying to hit 100 mil like Elio did, man. That's it. Can you recommend some altcoins that will pump the hardest when the market starts pumping again? Boom. I like this question. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you two guys to answer this for me. If you guys can find any altcoins you guys think when the market starts to pump again, because no one knows what's going to happen, but when the market turns around and starts pumping again, is there any altcoins you think will actually start to pump the hardest? It could be at any market cap that you guys are, comfortable with.
Oh man, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of different altcoins that's gonna pump. I hate to specifically point out any because we've been talking about narrative, so I guess I'll just talk about the ones that I actually hold right now and have a large allocation, which is BitTensor and Zebek. BitTensor because of the AI narrative and everything we talked about for the last hour, and then Zebek just being a settlement, an execution layer and a payment rail layer. So for example, if you ever looked into like ADP and the market of ADP, like it's lucrative, basically the payroll market. So now Zebek, what they're allowing you to do is seamlessly be paid, right? From a Web3 perspective. So you can get, instead of getting your salary every month, you're getting paid by the second or paying by the minute or paying by, the hour. On top of that, they've also partnered with like Stripe, Zelle, and all of these off and on ramp entities, allowing people to seamlessly use crypto to pay for anything. So now we're talking about being able to pay for our subscriptions with crypto, your Netflix subscription, your Amazon subscription. Now they're in this little environment where they're allowing people to pay off subscriptions using crypto. So we need an execution layer because of where we're headed into these financial markets. So those are the two that I've been like DCAing the most into. And outside of that, everything else is based off speculation, like Tau subnets, maybe doing a little bit of meme coin trading, but I have most confidence in Zebek and BitTensor.
Okay. I take that. What about you, Jay?
For me, I agree with you on the BitTensor thing, and the reason why I'm gonna get to that. Like for me, I would say to answer his questions, what coins are gonna pump the hardest when the market starts pumping? You gotta pay attention to the narratives. That's why we talk so hard. We talk so hard about narrative. So if the narrative is robotics, the robotics coins will pump the hardest. If the narrative is compute, the compute coins will pump the hardest. The reason why I chose Tau, Tau and ETH for one, because for similar reasons. ETH because ETH is internet computer right now, and guys, like I said before in the beginning of the stream, it has the most longevity. Institutions are going to choose ETH, and then Tau because of the shortage of AI engineers right now. There's a huge shortage of AI engineers, and this whole stream has been pretty much about almost AI, and if we need people to code the AI, there is no other place that's getting people to code the AI like BitTensor is, in the sense of where you have, like, I'll tell you, like, a story is like, there's a dude from, I don't know where he's from, but Facebook paid him like 100 million salary because he was just like a bomb ass AI coder, right? But that doesn't stop him from working on BitTensor and still being able to get some extra incentives. So you have where there's developers on BitTensor who actually develop for Gemini, and they get, $200,000 salary on Gemini, but they're able to pull in like, $30K a week on, getting incentives from a certain subnet. So BitTensor is definitely going to have some crazy type of narratives going around it. And then with the subnets, there's going to be a subnet that has every single narrative in it. So you might not ever have to leave the BitTensor subnets to participate in whatever narrative.
look at Millie.
You said it better, bro. I couldn't say it better. Like, I didn't want to really get into the subnets, but thank you for saying that. You bro, you killed.
So that's one of the reasons why. I'm just naturally have to be more bullish on BitTensor if I'm bullish on AI because of all those things. You know what I'm saying?
So there's definitely going to be a robotics BitTensor subnet that we should pay attention to. You guys, I know Millie, he know about all the subnets. He don't want to give nobody no sauce, nothing.
Yo, the way he was talking, I would have thought he knew about ridges, bro. He was cooking.
Ridges.
Yeah, like, bro, they doing soda, like state of the art type shit, bro. Like, they're competing with Anthropic and blowing them out the water. Yeah. But they just, they like, people just haven't figured this out. And it's just the crypto thing, right? You can have the great idea, but once crypto is tied to it, it's like that negative connotation. But once that cloud starts to remove, bro, some of this stuff that's happening in this subnet, bro, is just, it blows my mind. Like, if you go look into what Score is doing for surveillance, it should be, you know what I mean? Like, you see, so Jay was just talking about Ethereum, right? Why did Ethereum pump in 2017? Why did it pump, y'all? Y'all tell me.
ICOs, alt season.
That nigga, people, I was whoa.
Because there was things off ETH that came off ETH that people could still build on, right?
Yeah. It's the pretty much the internet. That's when people ask me how do I explain Ethereum, I just say it's the internet. Oh, it's pretty much there. It's the web. It's the web, I should say. You're gonna have different websites. Ethereum allows you to access these different quote unquote websites.
It's like Murphy's Law and Reed's Law. So as like he was saying, the more engineers, the more miners, the more validators, the more subnet owners, whatever, that migrate to BitTensor, the greater the evaluation. You're already seeing Grayscale get behind it. You just seen Bitwise get behind it. We got potentially 2 ETFs on the way. Barry Silbert and them boys already just going on a press run about Tau. These are the same Bitcoin OGs, by the way. And me and Jay haven't even hit y'all with the sound money aspect. When you think about the scarcity of the token, the fact that energy equals high quality usefulness would equal sound money, which is Tau. It's the same equation from Bitcoin. Energy,
I might have to get back into Bitcoin. I said Bitcoin.
Money. You know what I'm saying?
the first halving just hit. There's only 21 million of them,
bro. Like that's a whole nother conversation, right?
Yeah. So
I love it. Y'all just pretty much just gave the best pitch for BitTensor on like pretty much. There's no point to talk about nothing else because BitTensor taps into all of that.
Yo, it's crazy, bro. That is, it's to think that it's at $200 and it has the same tokenomics as Bitcoin, and the fact that we are at the inflection of artificial intelligence and crypto, blockchain, 2 of the fastest growing assets of all time. Now we got to talk about like, if artificial intelligence and this compute that we've been talking about almost all of this stream, if this happens the way we think it's going to happen, I mean, why can't Tau go to 10 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand? I don't see why it can't. Why can't it go past that? It has the same tokenomics. You know what I mean? So that's another story. That's another story. I don't want to make no predictions about it. That's how I think.
Let's get to some comments. Let's see what
I do want to say this though. Me and Jay, to start 2025, we've been calling for, what was it, a 4-digit BitTensor for a minute. but obviously it hasn't played out. I actually thought it was going to hit it a while back, but looking at these comments here, I personally think X402 and Virtual's ecosystem coins will pump the hardest. The Big E says X402 and privacy in one project.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Do you still like Banker, Mammo, Clanker, Cookie? You asked the same question like 3 goddamn times, bro. Yo, right now I don't like no altcoins. Let's put it like that. We gonna see what happens. I don't like specific altcoins. Just like Jay said, we're gonna be looking at narratives. I'm looking for the narratives of 2026, which is why I put out the tweet on what plays, like what narratives to look forward to. Now we don't know exactly what plays is gonna be like the money maker, the golden ticket of those narratives. You looking into robotics here. What's a tweet I put out? I said 2025 was the year of AI agents. 2026 is going to be the year of robotics. Now, you guys already know I'm pretty bullish on Peak, but is Peak going to be the winner in robotics? I don't know. So for me, I'm just looking into the robotics narrative as like probably I think it's going to be top, if not the number one, it's going to be top 3. Right, narrative of 2026, because you're gonna have a lot of these. You're gonna have a lot of things that's happening with robotics in 2026. Tesla taxis is gonna go live in more cities, more states. Uber and Nvidia had partnered up to accelerate their robo taxis. Robo taxis is robotics, right? You're gonna have the humanoids coming out next year. Neo Robot is coming out next year. After they come out, there's gonna be a whole host of other robotic companies coming out. That's going to come out maybe from IPO or whatever. Countries and just countries in general are all vying for the best robotic tech out there. China is in the lead right now. So right now I'm looking into robotics. I want to see what play is going to come out. Obviously I hope it's Peak, because I hold the most Peak out of everything on here. You got IoTex, right? Virtuals is also dipping in there into their embodied AI, which is another, like, that's basically just giving AI agents a body. That's what it's pretty much it. And they already partnered with OpenMind, which is they're saying is the biggest robotics company in crypto right now to actually do so. So this for me is what I'm going to be looking at, right? And of course you're going to have X402 that's going to be tied into robotics, because they're going to have to do their payments. If they're going to be shopping for you, like Jay said, if they're going to be shopping for you, they're going to have a way for them to pay on the blockchain or whatever, and that's going to be through X402. Every agent is going to use it. Every robotics is going to use X402. So that's why I'm bullish on robotics. What's my best picks when it comes down to robotics? I'm going to just put it simple. Peak is one that stands out for me. Obviously, Virtuals, like we just talked about, because they're going to be doing embodied AI. IoTex, they're seeming like they're going to be creeping into the robotics narrative a little bit more. Outside of that, I'm not gonna say there's no other good ones that are low caps, but of course you got Robonomics that have been here for a while. They was probably the first altcoin I know of building robotics. Yeah. Right. And then you got other things that's gonna be building in here too. This whole narrative, this whole sector is just being built out right now, and there's gonna be a lot more altcoins in 2026 for robotics. Ex Machina is gonna be coming out in January. What is it, January 5th or something? They're partnered with Virtuals to do a community sale, right? You're gonna have Prisma X, you got BitRobot, OpenMind. There's a lot that's just coming out in 2026 to look forward to. And of course it comes down to tokenomics again. Where are we going to be at when that comes around? Is the tokenomics going to be looking favorable for the market, or is it not? Because if the market is not bearish, if it's not bullish and it's bearish, that tokenomics, that sell pressure is going to hurt these altcoins when they come out. So yeah, just like you brought up the Peak unlock. Peak is going to continue unlocking for a while, but hopefully by the end of 2026 it's going to be close to done. Kite, their unlock is not going to be happening until next year. Actually, it is. Yeah, next December. I want to say their unlock isn't going to start till there. So if we're going to have a bullish 2026 in the second half, maybe a Kite could do well, right? But it's hard to tell. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I got a position in Alki because I'm interested in spatial data. So basically, whenever a robot is working in Amazon, it needs to know how to get to places, where to put things.
Yeah, they got to see things.
That's the whole vision perspective. So I have a pretty big position in Alki. It was up, but as you can see, I have round tripped my entire bag. But it is what it is. I think
No, I
that
like.
robotics narrative is going to eventually come around.
Mhm.
And then I also have a very small allocation in geo.net. I
Actually,
like their
sell me on Geo. Sell me on Geo because I seen it up here. I just been reluctant to click on it.
path to path to revenue. That's pretty much why I bought it. They have these
Okay.
devices. They have these deep in devices similar to what we
Yeah,
say
I
for
seen
like
it. I
Hive
seen it.
Mapper and shit like that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
what they're doing with like the grid in their devices. They got a path to revenue, and it falls right into that whole robotics narrative. And yeah, I got a position in both. Once they opened up the doors on Solana, I was like, I got a little soul. Let me buy some GeoNet. But those are the two that I hold personally in the robotics sector.
What about you, Jay?
Man, I'm looking at Peak for sure, because I think Peak for a different reason, because like I think people are gonna be able to kind of degen on there, like when it comes to whatever they have available,
Yeah, as their new layer one.
like as their new layer ones,
Yeah,
people will be able to play on there, and then also like whatever robotic, like I haven't found, one. Yeah, I'm doing research, which I think we have a little bit of time, considering that like it looks like we're going into January kind of down. We'll have a little time to figure out where are people going to be able to start degening on robots, right? When you can get passive income from a working robot or something like that, when people could invest in like, I don't know where I seen the tweet at, but it was like a token coming out where it was like they were having like these robotic pizza machines that people set up, and then you could buy the token. You was getting a piece of the revenue and stuff like that.
Yeah, Peak doing that.
Yeah, so I know Peak is doing that. That's why I'm like, Peak is one of the ones keep my eye on. I haven't bought any yet because falling knife right now.
I'm a proud owner of a robo farm, guys.
Oh, you got a robo farm?
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even check how much I'm earning. I just bought it.
Man, what's name was right, man. You are a real DJ. And I said, you go DJing on robots, and he said, I'm already
know what
doing
the
it.
hell a robot farm
Yo.
is. Now I gotta go do some research.
Listen, what's the name? Ex Machina gonna allow you to do that too. Pretty much earn from like the humanoids that they're gonna have too. Peak is also. I'm waiting for them to open up the doors for you to earn off of the robo taxis. That's the one I want the most. So I'm waiting on that. But we'll see how that's gonna play out, man. Let me look at some more of these comments. Do you guys got any more closing thoughts that you guys want to leave the audience with at going into 2026 pretty much, because this is the 2025 wrap up here, man. Any closing thoughts for you guys?
I'm just happy we did this again, man. I appreciate you guys. You feel me? The fact that we was able to do it again and show some consistency, I think it reminds me of that rapper that always makes the
That's why I got it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm with that. But nah, man, hey, I'm gonna just say this. Like, work hard, not work smart, not hard. You feel me? Like, as Jay was saying, man, you just have patience right now in the market. The most important thing is capital preservation. So what I'm personally doing is I'm increasing my productivity. I told my girl that. She was actually what my New Year's resolution was. I'm like, I'm increasing my productivity, but I'm doing it now. I'm doing it before the new year. I started a whole week before. So just increase your productivity and increase your ability to network, because that also helps your net worth. And once you got consistency with your financial situation, then you can approach this market with more confidence. And that's the biggest thing I learned. Instead of like trying to pinch pennies to keep up with crypto, go get your money up. And then you can approach the market with confidence. Because when you have a plan, most likely we fail, whatever. But if you have a plan and you approaching this as if this market is chaos, anything could happen.
Mm-hmm.
You stick to your rules, most likely on the other side of the storm, you'll come out successful. And that's what I've learned. This crypto is always going to be storms. We just got to stay resilient. We got to have patience, and we got to make sure we keep that money coming in to be able to be positioned and allocated. After that, sky's the limit.
What about you, Jay, man? What's the closing thoughts for 2025 here, man?
Man, for one, yeah, for sure. Thank everybody for even being here, rocking with us. We gonna go crazy harder in 2026, so like stick around. Like if it is a bear market or a kind of a weak market, don't worry, we gonna be here with y'all. Just be patient, like Millie was saying. And I just want to say, like, it doesn't matter where you started. Like I always tell people, like, yo, bro, I started in crypto with $27, y'all. Like I started like with at the bottom of my last $27 on top of that. you know what I mean, and hit $500. So like, no matter where you are starting this, you know, start to do your research, collect your coins that you need. And even if 2026 isn't like a big year, or like most, forget to what 2026 is going to be. Even if you're down this year, you know what I mean, it's like, don't just sit around and be upset that you're down. Look at what you did wrong. Definitely check yourself. Look at the things that you believed that didn't help, you know, you get your hands on the next thing and go into this next market cycle with, you know, with your head high and just, you know, have fun with it. Always enjoy the journey. If you ain't enjoying the journey, there ain't no point, you know. So, you know, and like for me, my thing for next year is just gonna be, like Millie said, productivity is getting that productivity up, whatever extra productivity you can squeeze out of yourself. And then I'm gonna implement the 5-second rule. You know what I mean? When you think about something that you need to do that's for your productivity, I don't care if it's for your health, productivity, for your relationships, whatever. 5 seconds, by the time you count to 5, decide. Because for, you know, for whatever, it's like, whoever, if you can make decisions faster, you'll be more successful. So that 5-second rule will definitely help you get moving on anything that you, whatever goals you have, whatever New Year's resolution you have, use that 5-second rule. By the time you count to 5, if that's what you want to do, you're already doing it.
I like that. Now for me, I'm not gonna reiterate what these guys said, because they hit the nail right on the head. I just got one thing. You guys gonna have to get rid of borrowed conviction. 2026, you guys got to be able to do your own research on your projects that you like. Obviously, me, Millie, Jay, whoever else you watching, we all going to be giving our takes on these altcoins that we, keyword right there, we like. That means we're doing the research, we're bringing the research to you guys, but now your job is to also do the research on it. Don't just go off of our conviction and be like, yo, EA said, yo, peak is about to go to 100 billion. Even though I wouldn't say that, but example, if it'll go to, you know, 100 bill, now all of a sudden you want to throw all your money into peak, and then if it goes down a little bit lower, now you're mad at me. That's the problem with a lot of people in crypto, right? Is the borrowed conviction. Everyone wants to just feel like, because there's a talking face, a talking quote unquote expert on YouTube, that they should just listen to that person just because they got a following. A lot of you guys got wrecked by Alex Becker, right? Even though the way Alex Becker plays, I actually learned a little bit more from Alex Becker, just because the way he approaches the market is through the way, if he believes the market is about to be bullish, he wants to be more degen to gain the most money. But obviously, some of you guys look into that and feed into it for the rest of the cycle, right? You guys would be like, oh yeah, he talked about this month. Now it's like 6 months later, it should go up a little bit higher. No. You guys got to come into this and just see the market got a little harder. Just like you guys seen the rotation of narratives, rotation of altcoins, that makes investing into these altcoins, gambling into these altcoins even harder. Meaning you should not have borrowed conviction. If you guys see an altcoin that you like, go do a deep dive on it on your own. Go look at what this altcoin is building. See if the revenue model is looking good. See who the devs are. See what the connections they got, right? Then build your conviction off of that, and then use the YouTubers as like a way to build on top of that conviction, not just the opposite way, right? That's just my ending thought. I don't know if you guys got anything to that. If you guys want to add to that and then end it off here.
For me, I always say use my videos. If anything, if I put you on, use my videos as like a jumping off point. You know, you should watch the YouTuber, be like, okay, and then like I challenge you to like go find something that I didn't find and come to my Telegram group. Let me know, like, yo, check this out. They're doing this too. This is, what do you think? You know what I mean? Like, you got to do the research on it, because a lot of people just held altcoin. Like, it seems like, and I know because I did it myself, you know, holding on to altcoins, not rotating, not looking at the rotation, not following the liquidity, and not actually looking at, like, you know, like especially borrowed conviction on when people say, oh, it's cool, it's going to come back up. Listen, you can be bullish on a project, but I don't want you to lose money. And that's something that I had to learn. So I could be bullish on something, but when I gotta pause and go into stables, I will go into stables. That's why it's like, I said it in the streams before, it's hard to be like, yo, the chart's bearish, I gotta kind of be bearish right now, because everybody's like, yo, it's the wrong move. But I'm still bullish on what I'm bullish on, and I know exactly what I'm jumping back into as soon as we start the uptrend, and it's gonna be great. You know,
Yeah,
so
yo.
It's funny you said that because like most of the market been like the contrarian bet has been the winner bet, like going
I've always
much,
been, like I've been like on the contrarian side, but like for some reason in this cycle, it's been way harder to be contrarian. Like even some of the people who I look up to who are like, yo, you gotta be contrarian. They're like, hey guys, the chart's going down, but, and I'm like, dude, if the chart's going down, I'm losing money. I'm still bullish on crypto, no matter what. But I'm not trying to lose money. Capital preservation. And I will say this,
facts.
because I did this, and one of the things is, because Millie touched on it, always keep income coming in. Do not, if you make a lot of money in crypto, don't quit your job until you can do it twice. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Damn.
that's it.
I like that, boy. Yeah, keep income coming in. Find ways. Might as well sell some drugs. I'm playing, guys. But yeah, yo, I'm learning in crypto every single day. Crypto, there's a lot to learn. The future, there's so much that's happening that, like, think about AI itself. There's not too many experts in AI last year, right? Now more people are starting to build their conviction. You see how Millie is talking about, data centers, all that. That means he did extensive research to learn all of this.
That's how you data center.
Yeah, that's how you guys gotta approach this. You guys gotta approach this market the same way.
Pull up, like, hold up. People talk about it. Let me go see what's going on.
I had
learn about this.
Yeah, I had to code myself. Like, let me go code this and be like, okay, that's what's gonna really make it. And
that's another thing. Learn code. Learn code.
I would say this: even if you don't want to go into learn code or whatever, go to Chat GPT. Like, if it's a layer 1, right? Go to whatever AI bot you use and be like, what type of stuff could I build on peak? And just let the AI go crazy. Be like, give me 25 companies I could make on peak and get it. And the AI will let you know, like, hey, you can't really do nothing on peak, or there's all these opportunities available for this infrastructure.
The game is changing, fellas. The game is changing. Ain't no more throwing darts at the wall. It's all about research going forward from now on. It's always you always had an edge doing research, but now it's even more important because the amount of altcoins now that's present, you don't know which one's going to be the winners. You guys got to build the conviction off the research alone. So that's my closing thoughts. I hope you guys have a good 2026. More money, more prosperity, all of that, and of course come back in 2026. Me and Jay, we're gonna be live. We're gonna try to get Millie on a few other times whenever he's not busy, but we here, bear market or not. I love this game. I don't know about everybody else. I just love it. So let me look at the rest of these comments and we're gonna close it out. Thanks, gentlemen, for sharing your wisdom. Happy 2026 to all.
Happy 2026, man.
Getting closer to God is my New Year resolution. I love that one. I love that one. All right, no comments on retake, so we're gonna close it out, man. I hope you guys have a good, what is it, Wednesday right now? Don't go too crazy tonight. I probably will, but y'all don't do that.
I don't be drinking and driving, man.
Stay out the way. We gotta make it to 2026, baby.
I ain't gonna lie, I got a tequila shot downstairs ready for me right now. Yeah. So we about to turn up.
We about to go get dressed and get ready, man.
Yeah, we about to turn up. I hope y'all do the same. Enjoy the night, man. Come back and I'll check you guys later. Peace, you too.
Peace.